Morning, Monsieur Poirot. Any more thoughts about what we found in the ruins?
Poirot always has their thoughts, Monsieur Lane. Who can tell which will prove to be most significant? What are your plans for this morning?
I've heard there's a fine church in these parts, St. Patrick in the Coombe. I'm going to try and track it down.
What illness forced you to leave your position?
It was... I confess it was nerves, Monsieur Poirot.
I did not mean to intrude.
No, it's quite all right. No sense in my hiding the fact. Women, they are so often at the source of evil.
Do you think so?
Man alive, don't you feel it in the air? All around you. We spoke of it yesterday at the ruins. The presence of evil.
Oui, Monsieur Lane, I feel it. I am able to assist you in your search, I think.
Oh?
I found this pamphlet at the establishment of Mrs. Hughes in Leathercombe Bay.
Oh, this is marvelous. And there's a map and everything. Let's see, it'll make a fine hike over the moors, too. Thank you so much.
Monsieur Lane, I wonder if I may ask you the questions somewhat painful.
Your kind gift has lifted my spirits considerably. I will answer if I can.
Your church was near Brixham, I believe.
Oh, yes, I had a small living there. Why?
Are you familiar with Mrs. Potter's School for Young Ladies?
Why, oh, yes, Miss Potter herself and several of the girls attended my church. Not as many as I would have liked, but some.
Do you recall the Conservatoire de Dance near there?
Oh, yes, Miss Brewster, who is stopping here, was an instructor there.
Does the name Millie Parsons mean anything to you?
The murder. Yes, it caused quite a sensation. A teacher at Miss Porter's was accused. No charges were brought. Simply the ruin of a man's reputation. He may have been misguided, even driven. But the Parsons girl brought it upon herself. Of that I am convinced. And then, only a few weeks later, another murder. They must have been connected. And of that second crime he was wholly innocent, I have no doubt. So what he said in a moment of weakness...
What did this teacher say to you?
I may no longer be of the cloth, Mr. Poirot, but I will keep the confidences learnt while I was still in God's service.
Even if it allows a murderer to go free?
Please! God must judge, not I.
Tell me of the second crime.
It received quite a bit of press at the time. Alice Corrigan was the name. Strangled, as was the Parsons girl. The husband was suspected, but again, no arrest was ever made. I'm convinced the two crimes were the work of one man.
And the motive?
Women are at the heart of many tragedies.
In this case, they were the victims of tragedy.
Can you doubt? They brought it upon themselves, through fornication, adultery, and godlessness.
It is my nature to doubt, Monsieur Lane.
Yes, of course. You're a detective. Still, I would think your experience would have paid witness to the truth of my words. I may have misunderstood and unburdened myself too freely. I must be off if I hope to reach the church and be back before it gets too late. Thank you again for the information.
Fellow is right round the bend, Poirot. He practically admitted he knew Millie Parsons' killer, yet did nothing because she was a girl, and somehow deserved it? That's monstrous.
It is true he appears to be quite selective when it comes to forgiveness and compassion. Yet it may very well be that decision to keep silent caused his breakdown. His pain runs deep, and the struggle, it continues. There may be hope for him still. No. The door. Mademoiselle, if I may have a moment of your time?
I only have a few minutes, Monsieur Poirot. I'm meeting Mrs. Redfern at Sanctuary Cove at 10:30.
I will come straight to the point, mademoiselle. You were a student at Miss Potter's School for Young Ladies in Brixham, were you not?
I was. I'm not anymore, though.
Why did you leave school?
Monsieur Poirot, I like you, but I'm not sure you have the right to ask me that question.
Millie Parsons was a classmate of yours?
Yes.
A close friend?
Nah, not really. We knew her, my friends and I, to speak to. She seemed a harmless sort. Rather sweet, actually.
Did you know an instructor named Gideon Fell?
Yes, we had him for anthropology.
He was a poor teacher?
He was all right, I guess. I am very interested in anthropology. That helped, I suppose.
What most interested you in the class?
Superstition. Much of what we call superstition has a basis in fact. Religious practices and so on.
You did not like him?
At first, he seemed all right. He took several of us to the picture show to see a horror film called Curse of the Islands.
The film, it was frightening to you?
A bit, I suppose. But I found it quite interesting, actually. But then he started acting strangely towards some of the girls. He was creepy. Always making comments to girls when he thought no one could hear. Complimenting them on how they looked.
This interest, it was more than politeness?
A lot more.
Was he interested in Millie Parsons?
She told me he had followed her once in the woods. He grabbed her wrist. When she tried to break away, he said how much he liked her hair and her frock. She broke away and threatened to tell Miss Porter. She said he looked at her with his face all twisted up. It was horrible, she said.
After Millie's death, you said nothing of Mr. Fell?
I did. The police looked into it. They said he had an alibi. But I knew. My friends and I knew.
Millie told Miss Porter of this incident?
No. One of the other girls had already complained and she did nothing. She accused the girl of trying to make trouble for Mr. Fell because he gave her bad marks. You don't believe me, do you?
Au contraire, I have known many alibis that seemed unbreakable, only to shatter as easily as glass when the right force was applied.
He did it, Monsieur Poirot. He killed Millie. I have to change into my swimming costume now. Will you excuse me?
Of course. Thank you for speaking with me.
I say, Poirot.
If I can, Hastings. It is quite a view. Latched quite safe. The door latched tight. The door latched tight.
I say.
What course of action do you suggest, Hastings?
Ask Mrs. Redfern to make a sketch of him.
An excellent idea, my friend. Then Colonel Weston can send a picture to Scotland Yard for identification.
Monsieur Poirot?
Good morning, Madame Marshall. I regret I have not yet found the writer of those notes.
I wouldn't worry myself if I were you. In fact, I'd like you to forget about them.
You have learned the identity of the author?
Yes. And if there's any further bother, I will deal with it myself. Is that clear?
That could be dangerous. An argument will not assist us, Hastings. Better to comply. I will do as you ask. That is a scent most charming that you wear.
Thank you. You're very kind. It's an expensive indulgence, especially for the beach. But I like it so.
You are going for the swim?
No. I wanted to use a float.
Use this one with my compliments.
You won't be using it.
No, I am certain of that.
Do something for me, will you?
Anything. Hastings, do not become smitten with this woman. She is charming, yes, but it will cloud your ability to investigate.
Sorry, Poirot. She's just so damned attractive.
Don't tell anyone where I am. Everyone will follow me about so. I just want for once to be alone.
She wants to be alone? I don't believe that for a minute.
Very good, Hastings. You read her character well. I concur. She is the rendezvous, I think. But with whom?
Morning, Poirot. See my wife anywhere about?
Has Madame risen so early?
She's not in her room. Lovely day. Think I'll have a bathe right away. Got a lot of typing to do this morning.
Morning, Marshal.
You look for Madame Redfern?
Christine is off sketching somewhere.
The blind...
Monsieur Poirot, thank you again for the sketch pad.
It is my pleasure, Madame.
I intend to make good use of it today.
What will you sketch today?
I'm meeting Linda at Sanctuary Cove at 10:30. While she swims, I will sketch her guillemots for her.
You are kind to take an interest in her.
She's having a rough time of it, I'm afraid.
I believe you are correct. A friend now will be of great help, I think. Madame, do you have the time to make this small sketch for Poirot?
Why? I'd be delighted to. It's the least I can do.
There is a man at the landing of the sea tractor. Do you think you could make the portrait of him?
I don't see why not. I've a little time before Linda will be ready.
And Madame, if you could contrive to do so without his knowledge?
Oh, I must say it's rather exciting having a detective on holiday.
Monsieur Poirot, any luck with finding my typewriter?
Oui, mademoiselle. This is it, is it not?
Yes, indeed. Wherever did you find it?
I would rather not say at present.
You are being most mysterious.
It is my nature to be mysterious, I am afraid.
Well, I'm happy to have it back. Thank you. Please let me know if there is any way I can repay you.
I will. Where are you off to, may I ask?
The Ledgers to read my book. It's a rather good thriller by Graham Greene. Do you know his work?
Bien. He is an excellent writer.
Then I've a tennis date with Ken, Mr. Marshall, Mrs. Redfern and Mr. Gardner at 12. I'll just put this typewriter in my room, then I'm off.
Enjoy your day, mademoiselle.
And you, Monsieur Poirot. And thanks again.
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, please?
On me way. Mr. Poirot, I wanted to thank you for helping to clear up the misunderstanding between Gladys and me. How she could think I'd ever be interested in that schoolgirl is beyond me. I can't help it if some foolish child decides on her own to start hanging about the garage. I know it sounds silly, but I think she was only doing it because she wanted to pinch my shovel. Morning, sir. I was just off to do an errand. Say, you don't happen to know anything about...
Yes, I do. Hastings, what is this you make me say? I know nothing of motor cars.
I do, Poirot. Let's see what he's on about.
What would you like to know?
Major Barry's car needs its points cleaned. He wants it as soon as possible, but I have to test the motor on the sea tractor. It's been a bit dodgy lately. I wouldn't want to strand anyone on the island. I'd be in your debt if you could help me out.
The young scoundrel asks such a thing of the world's greatest detective?
Hang on, Poirot. It wouldn't hurt to have a bright lad like Jenks on our side.
I see no points on the car of Major Barry. And the motor cars, they are filthy.
Nonsense. You'd think you'd never heard of soap. I've never cleaned points myself, but all we need are some instructions. The current issue of Motor Enthusiast magazine has an exceptionally clear article on the subject.
Ouch! Something pricked me.
It's a sliver of metal.
It appears to be stuck. It appears to be stuck that way. It appears to be stuck there. It appears to be. It appears to be. No, it. Oh, that does not make sense. Your current question. I do not. It appears to be. No. It appears to. No. Pardon, Hastings. An interesting. Hastings. Without error, mon ami. Your instincts are well honed, mon ami. An interesting. Pardon, Hastings. No. No, it is not possible. It appears to be stuck that way. This is neither their time nor their place. I do not think. No. It appears to be. This is neither their time nor their place. No. No, it appears to be stuck that way. An interesting idea. Hastings, that is an interesting idea that. No, it is. I do not think so. An interesting idea. No, it appears to... Oh, that does not make sense. I do not... The puzzle, it is one piece closer to completion.
Well done, old man.
There is not enough soap in all of Devon to restore my hands. The cars, they do not...
You can be quite...
Morning, sir. Got the tractor motor purring like a kitten. Any luck with Major Barry's automobile?
Why, yes. Against all expectation, I have cleaned the tips with much success.
Beg your pardon?
Points, old man.
And the points as well.
Smashing. Much obliged, sir.
The village is practically abandoned.
It would appear you are very much the John of all trades.
Well, yes, we are short-staffed at the moment, so I am indeed a temporary factotum of sorts. Fortunately, the customers are as scarce as the help. I'm sorry, sir.
It is a shame not to have... Your current course of action, it is a mystery to Poirot. Does nothing strike the good detective?
We have quite a few books.
Madame,
That's my Chloe.
delightful.
Morning, Poirot.
Major,
I've already worked with the dog. He'll do as I say. Are you ready?
not quite yet, Major.
Let me know when you are.
Look at the size of that brute. Ugh, a corn...
Hello, Mr. Poirot. Not like you to look so out of sorts.
Mr. Bagby, where would you look for Tom Cutter's treasure?
If it's there, my guess would be Cutter's Cave. But folk have tried for centuries to find that treasure with nothing to show for it. Foolish to try, if you ask me.
Good day to you, Monsieur Bagby.
If you'd like...
I've already worked with the dog.
Proceed, Major.
Stand at attention, Baskerville. Heel.
It's a miracle, that is.
Sit. Easy as anything to train a dog. You just know how to talk to them.
Your skill is extraordinary, Major. Now I will open the door. Command him to enter, and we will let nature take its course.
Ready when you are, Poirot. Enter Baskerville. He won't budge, Poirot. Can't say what the trouble is. Have you any way to lure him inside?
Hastings, do you have anything that might attract Baskerville? That is exactly as Poirot was thinking, Hastings.
Was that poor Baskerville again? You'd think he'd learn not to come round here anymore.
Voila, Madame Hughes. The case of the missing post is solved.
Why, do you mean to say my dear little Chloe knocked those letters back there by accident?
That your cat pushed them there to have the room for the catnap is fact. Whether it was an accident, it is not for Poirot to say.
Oh, Mr. Poirot, how can I ever thank you?
It is my pleasure to assist you, Madame. However, there is a kindness you can do Poirot in return.
What is it?
Choose wisely, Hastings. I could make good use of your testing equipment. Excellent, Hastings. You are sharpening the detective instincts.
I'm not sure. You are a detective.
Colonel Weston will vouch for me.
Ah, well then. Of course you can. I'm happy to be of service, I'm sure.
Merci, Madame. You do that great service for Poirot. The tablets of Monsieur Lane are most certainly Troyenal.
May I help you, sir?
Non, merci. Good day to you, Monsieur Bagby.
If you'd like a game of darts, just ask.
Your dog? He has not returned?
No, and I'm a bit put out with you and Major Barry. Did you stick that mad cat of Mrs. Hughes on him?
Well, it was not the outcome I intended, I assure you.
Yes, well, I'd ask you to leave well enough alone in future, Mr. Poirot. I told you Baskerville needed no training.
Good day to you, Monsieur Bagby.
If you'd like a game of darts...
Hello, Poirot. Enjoying your holidays?
I will let you be the judge of that, my friend. I have several things to discuss with you.
Carry on.
Mrs. Marshall has been receiving threatening messages.
The devil, you say? From whom?
That is yet unclear. I would like to compare them to the type on your machine.
You think I've been sending them?
I must try every possibility, my friend, however remote.
Be my guest.
That is not... Your current... You see, Hastings, the E, the M, and the H. This is the typewriter used to write the threatening notes beyond any doubt. There is no doubt. The notes were typed on this machine.
But that's impossible.
No one visits you here?
Well, of course. Many people do. In addition to my regular police duties, there's the Home Guard, the evacuation. Hang on.
You have thought of something?
I'd hate for it to be true. That girl at the hotel. She popped in with all sorts of questions about the evacuation. I think she wanted to be told the hotel was being closed. I expect the order any day now, by the way.
Was it Linda Marshall?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it was. Bit nasty, that. Writing threatening messages to her own stepmother.
Very nasty indeed. Especially since she apparently also stole Mademoiselle Darnley's typewriter and hid it in Christine Redfern's room to incriminate her. Well done, Hastings. I see the little grey cells are hard at work. Is Mrs. Castle a member of the Home Guard?
Yes, she volunteered, although she hasn't been of much use.
Why do you say that?
The sightings of U-boats don't match what my other watchers are reporting. I'm not sure she's truly watching at all.
I am afraid it is worse than that. She has a German radio, a code book, and a signal lantern in her safe.
Good God, a fifth columnist here in Leathercombe Bay. I'll have her arrested immediately.
Please do not as yet. If you watch her, she may lead you to her associates.
Ah, you're right. I'll have her followed if she leaves the island.
Excellent! What can you tell me of Alice Corrigan's murder case?
Nasty bit of work. Her husband had a motive, but an unbreakable alibi as well. Not my district, but I have some notes at my office.
Could you obtain for me the summary of the report?
I'll have it sent over from Kingsbridge this afternoon.
Did the report on the Millie Parsons case arrive?
Yes, here it is. I was in London through most of it, in Home Guard and evacuation meetings. I hope to have a look at it again once things quiet down. If they quiet down, that is.
Ah, merci. I will read as I make my notes. Hastings, look over these notes of the alibi of the teacher Gideon Fell. Tell me what you see.
Something about the film? Fell was alone there for 2 hours.
What is the most important fact concerning that film and Fell's alibi?
The subject matter. I bet it was voodoo.
Most certainly it was. But we had already begun to suspect this is a subject he taught in his anthropology class.
The title.
Curse of the Islands? And why is it significant?
Linda Marshall told us Fell took her and some friends to see it.
And this tells you?
He knew the story already.
And the theatre ticket he had in his possession for the 12th of April?
He bought the ticket, but he never went in.
You have it, my friend. Well done. Colonel?
Yes?
The Millie Parsons affair. This alibi of the teacher, Gideon Fell. It does not hold the liquid.
Water, Poirot.
It does not hold its water.
Oh?
There are witnesses. Girls at their school that will tell you that Monsieur Fell took them to see Curse of the Islands before that night.
You don't say.
Fell, he leaves the restaurant at 7:40. He buys the ticket at the theatre nearby, a matter of a few moments only. Then he walks to the corpse. He is there shortly before 15 minutes to 9, the time Millie Parsons' ballet class it is finished. He waits. The girl arrives. The murder, it is done. He walks back to the movie theatre in time to see the end upon the screen.
By Joe, Poirot, you're astounding.
I had the information you lacked, my friend. That is all.
I need to write up a report on this at once. Sorry, Poirot, I have stacks of...
Like a ride to the...
Yes, please.
Let's be off then. The home guard isn't all old gents doddering around in their great war kit. There's quite a few lads like me who are itching to get into it, but weren't allowed to enlist. We train. We know how to fight.
N20, E15, N19. Poirot, they could be a map. The number of paces north, east, then north again.
And the starting point?
Albert Bagby at the Monk's Hood Inn told you that Tom Carter would spend hours on the island summit. It was his favourite spot on the island. And we found Gardner poking about up there as well. I'll bet he's come to the same conclusion I have. This is a map to Tom Carter's treasure.
What have we here?
Someone's been careless leaving a perfectly good shovel lying about.
Madame Redfern.
Oh, Monsieur Poirot, I have the sketch you asked me for.
Merci, madame. Let her enjoy the sunshine. This is neither the time nor the place. That is not going to help.
North 20, east 19, then north 15. Let's see where we end up, shall we?
1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18, 19, 20. Eh bien. Now east. 1, 2, 3, 4, 10, 11, 12. Hastings. 3 more steps will put me in the center of the... What did you call it?
The ad service court. Poirot, something is buried there. That's why the ground keeps settling. Dig! Dig!
Against my better judgment?
A treasure chest! Oh, that's...
Yes, Hastings. We've uncovered the spot where the monks, they dumped their old brandy casks. Congratulations.
I was so sure.
I suggest another visit to Monsieur Bagby, if you insist on pursuing this.
Good idea, old fellow. First you'd better finish filling in the hole and raking the tennis court.
Poirot will not be waiting.
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, please?
On me way. There's not so much to do in Leathercombe Bay now that the evacuation's begun. Most places are closed up except the chemists. Mrs. Hughes has to stay because she's the post office too. And lending library if it comes to that. But it's the post that must be seen too. Now that the Smuggler's End is closed, the only pub is the Monk's Hood. Mr. Bagby is trying to stay open long as he can. Once the hotel is closed, there won't be much trade for him.
Did you not say the key to finding the treasure was to start on the island summit? Hastings, we are not here for the treasure hunt.
Well, that's what most believe, eh? What of it?
The directions I discovered led to where the tennis court is now.
Don't tell me you dug up Mrs. Castle's tennis court.
Yes, very amusing. Have you any idea where we could have gone wrong?
Well, let me see. Oh, rot.
All right, why do you say this?
Well, if you started at the current high point on the island, you would easily go astray.
The current high point?
Yes, you misunderstood me.
I? Poirot? He does not misunderstand.
But you have. Let me explain. That hill is the highest point on the island now. But of course it wasn't back in Tom Cutter's day. That was long before the hotel, remember? They levelled the land around there when they built it. The highest point used to be... let me see. You know that grassy path out from the main entrance a ways? The one that leads to the bathing beach? Well, that used to be much higher. That's where old Tom used to sit and watch. You really did dig up the tennis court?
Good day to you, Monsieur Bagby.
Yeah, if you'd like a game of darts, just ask.
The good detective. You presume that this would be the choice of Poirot? I think not. Could you send a sketch to Scotland Yard for identification?
Be glad to. I've seen the fellow about. You think he's up to no good?
I do.
I'll try to have an answer for you this afternoon.
Merci. Thank you, monsieur.
like a ride to the island?
Yes, please.
Let's be off then. If you're looking for entertainment during your stay, there's not much in Leathercombe Bay or at the hotel these days. My Gladys and I usually go into Kingsbridge to the moving pictures, and there's some dancing at the hotel there still. Although, when I asked Gladys for this weekend, she refused and gave no reason, no matter how much I asked. She just said I should know. I don't understand women. I truly don't.
North 20, east 19, then north.
1, 2, 3, 4. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Hastings, here too is the depression in the ground, remember?
Dig, Poirot, dig!
Luckily for you, Poirot is an expert gardener. You have seen my vegetable marrows.
There! You've hit something! Tom Cutter's treasure is
3 gold dots. Congratulations.
At least they're gold. Oh, better fill in the hole, Poirot. Wouldn't do for anyone to injure themselves.
Beach is certainly empty this morning.
I believe Captain Marshall will be swimming shortly.
Everyone else off on excursions, I expect. Major Barry wanted to go into Knightsbridge if his car was fixed.
The Major, he has business in Kingsbridge?
Oh, he was complaining of the lack of privacy when using the phone in Leathercombe Bay post office. I can't imagine what he has to be so secretive about. Can you, Oakley?
No, darling.
You do not take the excursion?
I was saying to Mr. Gardner only this morning, we simply must make an excursion to Dartmoor. It's quite near and the associations are all so romantic, aren't they, Oakley?
Yes, darling. I've always wanted to visit the Dartmoor prison.
The motor car, it is repaired.
Oh? Isn't that splendid, Oakley?
Yes, darling.
You do not knit the ledges this morning?
No, Miss Darnley was there before us and didn't seem to be in the mood for chatting. So we came here. Didn't want to disturb her, did we, Oakley?
No, darling.
Oakley, I don't believe I've got that second shade of purple wool. It's in the second drawer of the bureau in our bedroom, or it might be the third.
Yes, darling.
Good morning, Mr. Redfern.
I don't see anything good about it.
Goodness, he's in a mood. Poirot, I would love to spend some time chatting, but my...
As you yourself would say, well played, Hastings. You have correctly deduced that Tom Cutter's Ton 80 was the key to unlocking their secret door.
Thanks, old man.
Voila! The ghost of Tom Cutter becomes someone wearing a coat covered with luminescent paint. my friend Hastings, I could blunder about in these tunnels for hours while who knows what crimes are committed in my absence. I need some means to ensure... May know, my friend.
Footprints everywhere.
One man, no ghost, passed along here many times. Let her in.
I'm not in the mood.
There is no need to disturb Mademoiselle Darnley. Let her enjoy her book. Hastings? The good detective knows even the most useful the door. It latched. No. Quite sick. No. The door. Latched tight. Quite sick. Latched. No. Latched. Quite securely. The door, it is... No. Quite securely locked. Latched tight on. It is quite a view. These are the binoculars. These are the bin.
Can't say I see much point in hanging on to a magnetic slipper of metal.
As you say, Hastings, you'll never know. Mademoiselle Brewster, you have had a pleasant morning?
Good morning, Mr. Poirot. Well, I was, until somebody chucked something at me from the balcony up there.
Something was thrown at you?
I was having my usual morning swim at about 10:30, when all of a sudden, whoosh, something hit the water very near my head.
You do not know what it was, the projectile?
No, I would have swum down for it, but the water's pretty deep here, and my ears won't take the pressure.
Mademoiselle, I have looked into Millie's murder.
And?
I believe I have found the one responsible for her death.
Who was it?
Colonel Weston is having his men follow up on certain facts I placed before him. While I cannot tell you with absolute certainty, nevertheless, the indications are very strong that the one they will question is our man. Every instinct tells me he is the man, and I promise you he will be brought to justice.
Mr. Poirot, I can't tell you how much this means to me.
She was a good friend to you, young Millie.
Yes, she was. She was an innocent. Mr. Poirot, I can't bear it when the innocent suffer.
You have the good heart, mademoiselle. I am happy I was able to assist you.
If you'll excuse me, it's time for my row. The exercise will do me good.
Poirot will...
Hello? Need the sea tractor, do you?
Yes, please?
On me way. This sea tractor is a rare contraption, isn't it? When the Smuggler's Rest was first built, they used to ferry folks over by boat. But the current across the causeway here can be powerful at times. When they updated the hotel in 1932, I think it was, they had the tractor built. High tide, low tide, strong current or no, the tractor she just plows along, keeping us high and dry. It's a miracle of modern engineering, I calls it.
Does nothing that is not that is... I confess that your logic, it escapes me. I am sorry, mon ami. The grenadine, it is composed of the juice from the pomegranate, sugar, and water. The blood found at the monastery ruins, it is from the chicken. That is... I am sorry. I do not think... I confess that... Oh, that does not make sense. Your current course of action, it is... This is neither... I confess... Oh, that does not... I do not think... You pray... Your current... Oh, that is not going... I confess that your... Oh, that does not make sense. Oh, that is not going to help. Your current... The good... Oh, that is not going... Oh, that does not make sense. that is not such a good idea.
Like a ride to the island?
Yes, please.
Let's be off then. I've been looking after the hotel garage and driving the sea tractor for almost 5 years now. Motor cars are my passion. I keep the guests' motors clean and full of petrol. I also tend to any repairs they might need as well. Just look at that Major Barry's motor now.
The door is locked. Does nothing strike you as odd about what you're doing?
I say, Poirot, he seems to be typing up quite a storm. Hello. Somebody's having a bath. Leaving it rather late in the morning, weren't they?
You have done well, Hastings. Perhaps a misstep or two here or there, but overall I give you high marks indeed.
Thanks, Poirot. Very decent of you.
But now, your mettle will be tested. Recall where each suspect was last seen. I have marked their positions on the map here. As you probe their alibis, we will update the map so that perhaps you can see who had the most opportunity to kill Madame Marshall. And do not neglect the inhabitants of Leathercombe Bay. They may also have information of importance.
I'll be thorough, old man. You can count on me.
Excellent! And of course, if you find yourself unable to progress, we will consult the magic of the Finger of Suspicion.
Magic my eye. But at any rate, it's time now for a 5th clue to its secret.
The clue is magnet.
Magnet. At last, a clue that suggests something useful.
I am glad the clue it pleases you. I shall place it next to the Finger of Suspicion. Use it as you will. When you are ready, my friend, we will return to Sea Drift Island. It is now late morning.